Hello and welcome back to the series on this prayer from Acts chapter 4. The story was told years ago of a ship that was going down, or thought to be going down, and the captain called everyone on deck and said to them that things were difficult and asked people to put their life jackets on and to be prepared to get into the lifeboats if they had to launch them. And one lady asked the captain, "Is there anything else that we can do?" And he said, "We can all pray." Her response was, "Oh, has it come to that?" In other words, for her, prayer was the last option. If there's nothing else, let's turn to prayer. Well, in this little section in Acts chapter 4, we noted that Peter and John, once they had been released by the authorities, they went to their own and they reported to them what had happened. And then we read these words. "So when they heard that, they raised their voice to God with one accord and said, 'Lord, you are God, who made heaven and earth and the sea and all that is in them.'" In other words, that's the opposite of the lady's attitude. The first thing they did when they heard that report was to take it to the Lord in prayer. Let's pray about it. Now, that's a great example for us, isn't it? Whenever a situation arises, whatever we're going through, our first port of call should be, "Lord, you are God." What a great way to start a prayer, isn't it? You are God. In other words, the great creator, the one who rules, not only in heaven, but in the kingdoms of men, the one who has all power, the one who is all wise, all knowing, who knows the end from the beginning, who knows the situation and the circumstances that we're going through. Take it to the Lord in prayer and pray. Now, for us today, whatever your situation is, whatever you might be going through, let's not be like the lady who says that prayer is the last resort. Let's bring everything to the Lord in prayer. And as we come to Him, let's be like these early Christians. The first thing on the agenda was to get their hearts and their minds focused on God. Lord, you are God. In other words, there's nothing that can happen that is outside of His control. All things are under His sovereign power, under His control. And therefore, what a great confidence we have when we come to Him in prayer. And how that brings everything into perspective, doesn't it? If God is God, if He is in control, if He is sovereign, if there is nothing that is outside of His control, then what a wonderful thing to remind our hearts that whatever the situation is, God is God and He is in control. And the situation, the circumstances that I'm going through right now, the things that I don't know how to deal with, the things that I'm struggling with, the things that I just don't understand, God does. He knows, and He's in control, and we are in His hands. What a great way to start a prayer.